Okay, so let's have a look at number 1 here. Okay, we have 250 grams of water. What did they give me with the 250 grams?
Water.
Little m, right. And then they told me water after that. Okay, so little m, 250 grams. They told me water, which helps me get big M. Okay, we know water is H2O. How many hydrogens? 2. Okay, so 1.01 times 2 plus 1 oxygen, 16, 18.02 grams per mole, okay, for our molar mass. Okay, we are looking for how many moles there are in that 250 grams. Okay, so M divided by big M will get me the number of moles. That'll be my 250 grams. Incidentally, that is 1 cup of water. Okay, divided by 18.02 grams per mole. Right, and when we do that, obviously the grams cancel, and we're left with moles. Okay, sometimes a unit analysis helps people to understand what's going on with the math. Okay, 250 divided by 18.02. All right, so we are looking at that being 13.9 moles.
On a test, if you were to put 13.87, would you also get it right?
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely could not in good conscience mark that wrong.
All right. For number 2, okay, in number 2, they give us 27.25 moles. What did they give me? N, right, number of moles. Okay, 27.25 mole, okay, of calcium bromide. Big M, right. Calcium, 2 plus, bromine, 1 minus, CaBr2. So, 1 calcium, 40.08, plus 2 bromines, 79.9 times 2. Okay, 199.88 grams per mole. All right, we are looking for mass. All right, so N equals little m over big M. What do I have to do to get little m by itself? Multiply both sides by big M. Okay, plug in my numbers. 199.88, that's my big M. Okay, times number of moles, 27.25. All right, 5,446.73. What are my units for that? Grams. How important are units?
Very.
Yeah, if you want to get the mark for your answer, they're important. If you don't have units, it's wrong. Okay, not half off. Okay, questions on the first 2? Okay, how many people have done number 3? Okay, let's do number 3. All right, so in number 3, I'm given the number of molecules. As soon as I see the word molecules, I know I'm going to have to use what? Avogadro's number. So I'm just going to write that down so that I have it here. Okay, if I have that many molecules and I'm looking for the mass, what am I going to have to do with Avogadro's number? Divide by it, yeah. Okay, I put this one out of order. Every other one I've given you in like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I switched 4 and 3 on this one just to see if I catch anybody. Okay, so we have the number of molecules. Okay, 4.5 times 10 to the 25. Is that more or less than 1 mole?
More.
Yeah, quite a bit more. All right. And it is lithium sulfide. Is that an ionic compound? Okay, what do I need to do with it? All right, so that's a -2, that's a +1. So Li2S, 6.94 times 2, that's my 2 lithiums, plus 32.07, my sulfur. 45.95. 45, got backwards. Grams per mole. Okay, I'm supposed to find little m. What do I need that I don't have? N, right? I need the number of moles. Okay, if I know this number here, the number of molecules, okay, and I know that Avogadro's number represents the number of molecules in 1 mole, what I'm essentially doing is saying molecules divided by molecules per mole. Okay, and so when I do that, what cancels? Molecules, and I'm left with moles. Okay, in the same way that if you took a question like, I have 48 donuts, how many dozen do I have? You would take donuts divided by donuts per dozen and be left with the number of dozen, 4. Okay, you kind of follow me there? All right. So when we divide those two numbers, we will get the number of moles. Okay, so in brackets 4.5, E25, close the brackets, divided by Avogadro's number in brackets. And we're looking at 74.75 moles. Okay, now that I have N, I can find M. I do have to manipulate the mole equation in the only way I ever have to manipulate the mole equation. That is moving big M over to the other side, okay, to solve for little m. So that will be 74.75 with all the decimals that are in my calculator, not this rounded value, okay, times 45.95, the molar mass of lithium sulfide. Okay, 3,434.8. What are my units? Grams. Okay. That's as hard as they get. And don't get any more difficult than that question. All right, give you a couple more minutes on number 4, and then we'll go over that one. Okay, let's have a look at number 4 here. So we're looking at how many molecules, so we're looking for number of molecules, okay, of potassium carbonate. Okay, is that an ionic compound? Yes, it is. Potassium is a metal, has a charge of +1. Carbonate is a polyatomic ion, CO3, has a charge of -2. So we're looking at K2CO3. Now guys, expect that on your unit exam you are going to get some mole equation questions that involve compounds with polyatomic ions. The reason for that is that's the harder molar mass calculation, and it shows me if you understand truly how to do your drops and swaps, okay, especially with complex ionic compounds, which is something I have to assess. Okay, so you are going to definitely get at least one. Okay, I mean, you'll get some that'll just be binary, but you'll also get at least one that's going to have a polyatomic ion, and probably one that has a Roman numeral. Okay, that's the stuff we need to know. All right, so for potassium, why am I forgetting? 39. Just look at it clear. 39.10. Okay. Okay. Times 2, because there are 2 of them. How many carbons are there? 1. 12.01. How many oxygens are there? 3. 16 times 3 is 48. All right. 39.1 plus 12.01 plus 48. 99.11.
In your calculation, you forgot to.
Did I forget?
double the
I forgot to multiply by 2, didn't I?
Yeah.
It seemed a little small. 39.1 times 2 plus, good eye, 12.01 plus 48. 138.21, better?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so now I've got big M. It also tells me I have 500 grams of this stuff. So that's little m. All right, what can I calculate with those two things right now?
The number of moles?
Number of moles, n. Okay, so we just plug that into the mole equation, little m over big M. Okay, so that will be 500 grams, okay, divided by 138.21. 3.62 moles. Now, obviously, guys, when you're doing this on a test, you can do what I did. You can write the rounded off value. Okay, I don't expect you to take a whole bunch of time to write out all the decimals, but you have to keep the decimals in your calculator. Okay? All right. I'm looking for the number of molecules, not the number of moles. What do I have to do with Avogadro's number? Multiply. Yeah, I need that number to get really, really big. And the way to do that is to multiply by a really, really big number, like Avogadro's number. Okay, so the number of molecules, okay, will equal the number of moles, okay, 3.62 moles, multiplied by 6.02 times 10 to the 23, and the units for that are essentially molecules per mole. So the moles cancel out because there's one on the top and one on the bottom, and then I'm left with molecules. Okay. .18 times 10 to the 24. Molecules. If there's one unit people forget, it's that one. Okay, people don't forget grams or moles, but they forget molecules for some reason. Okay, so always remember to put your units on it. Alex, question?
Is there any way to shorten that, or do you have to write the full word?
No, there's no abbreviation for molecules, otherwise it would get confused with moles. Like this. Yeah. Okay, how many people had a look at the review package last night? It's okay, I didn't expect anyone to really look at it. It's still a ways off, and just put it there so you can get it. Okay? How many people's parents talked to them about it? Okay, cool. And it's cool from my point of view, it may not be cool from your point of view, it's cool from my point of view. Okay? Just so that they're informed. Parents like that. I know, I'm a parent, I like to be informed. Okay, looking ahead to next week here, okay, I think we'll spend one more day on moles, so that'll be Wednesday, right, of next week we'll do moles. And then Thursday, I will do a formal unit exam review, okay, and then Friday, we will probably start the next unit. Okay, there's really not much more to do in this, so that following week, we're gonna be doing biology. None of that will be on the chemistry exam. Okay, I'm putting that out there. I'm not implying that anyone is, like, but just know that stuff's not going to be tested until obviously the biology exam. Okay, so don't go, oh no, I have to know atoms and cells. No, you don't. Yeah. Well, on the final you do, but not on the unit exam, just the chemistry stuff. Okay, and that gives you lots of time, obviously, that week to come in and ask questions if you need to. Okay, so that's the plan. All right, I'm going to put a couple of mole questions up here for you guys to try just to finish out the class here, and then we'll move on. Okay, so bottom of page 12, there's some word problems here. I'm going to blow it up to make it a little bit bigger, but it's obviously in your digital workbook as well. Okay, so I would like you guys to try just the ones that are here on the bottom of that page. Okay, so 1 to 6. The purpose of these is they put it into like a real world context, and you have to now glean what you need from the story, essentially, kind of like reading comp. Okay, so you have to like read it. I know, but it's not as hard as reading comp. There's a right answer here. Okay, and it's not like in English where there really isn't, or you don't agree with it. We did a reading comp exercise one day in our CLCs, and I got the highest mark. 4 out of 7. And I was like, but they're telling me that's not what it's saying. But that's what I think it's saying. Who's to say I'm not right and you're wrong? Me. Well, I can't argue with that. So, this one, there is a right answer. Okay? So really all you're having to get reading comp-wise out of this is, you know, what compound are you given? Fe2O3. Okay? What's my number of moles? 0.58 moles. Okay? So there's just stuff in there to distract you. Okay? And that's reality. This is really short. On the chemistry diploma exam, biology diploma exam, and physics diploma exam, there can sometimes be a page of reading to answer one question. Okay, we've seen it. Usually it doesn't happen, usually it's to answer 2 or 3 questions, but it's still a page of reading. Okay? So being able to read through a question and glean what you need from the information in that reading is an important skill that we start to develop in science tech.
Are those the answers? Right?
Those are the answers in bold, yes. Okay, so you can check your answers as you go. Okay. Yeah, I had the keys before, and then I started putting the answers right on the worksheet. I don't know which one's best yet. I haven't decided.
They're a little too bold, like it's kind
Yeah,
of
it's
hard
like
to
it's
read
very
the whole
obvious.
question without like,
What do you have to-
Sorry. Okay, it's good feedback. It's good feedback. I can take them off and put them on the keys the next time. Yeah.